Greetings everyone, this is Professor T.J. Wilkins. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to draft the basic skirt pattern using size 10 measurements. You'll need an L square, paper cutting scissors, 24 by 24 pattern paper, mechanical pencil, magic tape, a form curve, and a clear ruler. Draw a 21-inch vertical line down the middle of the pattern paper. Label the top A and the bottom B. Measure 8 inches down from A and mark on the vertical line. Label C. Draw a 10 1/8 inches horizontal line extending from the left of point A. This will be the back hip arc. Label D. Draw a 10 1/8 inches horizontal line extending from the left of point C. Draw a 10 1/8 inches horizontal line extending from the left of point B. All horizontal lines must be squared from line AB. That means the horizontal lines intersect with line AB at a 90-degree angle. Use the L square to square down a 21 inches line from point D. Label E. Label the bottom F. The left side of the pattern is the back of the skirt, and the right side is the front. Measure up the center back hip depth from point E. From point E, measure up 7 7/8 of an inch and mark. Label G. Square out a 9 5/8 inches horizontal line extending right from point A. This will be the front hip arc. Label H. Square a 9 5/8 inches horizontal line extending from point C. Square a 9 5/8 inches horizontal line extending from point B. Use the L square to square down a 21 inches line from point H. Label I and label the bottom J. This is the back of the skirt. This is the front. D to F is the center back. Label the center back. H to J is the center front. Label center front. A to B is the side seam. Label side seam. D to H is the waistline. Label waistline. E to I is the hip. F to J is the hem. From D to K is the back waist arc. Measure 8 7/8 from point D. Mark and label K. Square a 1-inch vertical line through point K. D to L is the dart placement. Measure out 3 1/4 inches from point D and mark. Label L. Measure 1 inch from L. This is the first back dart opening. Mark and label L2. Measure 1.5 inches over from L2 and mark. Label L3. Measure 1 inch over from L3 and label L4. This will be the second dart opening for the back. H to M is the front waist arc. Measure 8.25 inches from H. Label M. Square a 1-inch line through M. H to N is the front dart placement. Measure 3.25 inches from H. Label N. Measure 5/8 of an inch from N. Mark and label N2. Measure 1.5 inches from N2. Label N3. Measure 5/8 of an inch from N3. Label N4. Measure up from the hip line. Square up 8.1/8 of an inch and mark on line K. Label P. On the front skirt, measure up from the hip line. Square up 8.1/8 of an inch and mark on line M. Label Q. Measure up 1 inch from C at the hip line and mark. Label C1. Use the hip curve to connect P to C1. Place the 7-inch mark on the hip curve on point P and connect the bottom of the hip curve to C1. Draw in the curve. On the front skirt, connect Q to C1. Place the 7-inch mark on the hip curve on point Q and connect the bottom of the hip curve to C1. Draw in the curve. Connect G to P to shape the back waistline. Connect Q to N4 to shape the front waistline. Locate the center of the first back dart, that's L1 and L2. Draw a 5.5 inches vertical line down from the middle of the first dart. Draw a line connecting L to the bottom of the line and L2 to the bottom of the line. Find the middle of the second dart. That's the space between L3 and L4. Mark. Draw a 5.5 inches long vertical line extending down from the middle of the dart. Draw in the dart legs. Find the middle of the first dart on the front skirt. That's between N and N2. Draw a 3.5 inches vertical line extending from the middle of the dart. Connect the dart legs. Find the middle of the second dart. That's between N3 and N4. Draw a 3.5 inches long vertical line extending from the middle of the second dart. Connect the dart legs. And we're done.